he went on to say, if I play in Charlotte one time a year, I owe it to the fans who were sitting there. And that to me, I love that. I love that about him. Yeah. I didn't feel that way myself. That's the one thing, when you play with a guy like Larry Bird, you always put, I guess, in a bubble, because Larry played hard against everybody. There was never a night that he took off.
CLNS history is powered by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
It really is cool. Here's the thing I do like about him, what I've heard him say is he went on to say, if I play in Charlotte one time a year, I owe it to the fans who were sitting there. And that to me, I love that. I love that about him. Yeah. I didn't feel that way myself. But that's the one thing, when you play with a guy like Larry Bird, you always put, I guess, in a bubble, because Larry played hard against everybody. There was never a night that he took off. I mean, if it was 20 people out there who had one leg, then he was just going. He was going at them like they had two legs. He didn't care. That was his level. And for most of us players, there were nights when psychologically, I'm sorry to say this, but there were nights when you took off. Your mind wasn't as sharp. I know I felt like I was built for the playoffs. I felt like I was built for every big game that I played in. I was going to play, and I played in 80 games one year and 81 one year, but my mental level preparation wasn't as great when you're playing alongside of a Larry Bird, because his mental preparation was maybe the best that I've seen when it comes to that killer instinct or playing against guys every single night. And that was one thing that I guess envious. I was envious of the fact that he was able to bring himself up to that level every night. Hell, I played with Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish wasn't like that, to bring himself up every single night. Kevin McHale, Dennis Johnson. I'm talking about Nate Archer. I'm talking about Hall of Famers that I played with during that era. Nobody was able to get their game up to the level of Larry Bird in a 82-game schedule.
That's something that I feel like you can't really teach that, right? You either have it or you don't. But I feel like seeing Pierce with Tatum during the offseason, I want to see if that brings more of the Celtics pride out of Tatum, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, I just want – and this is something I talked about on the Celtics postgame show like a couple of years ago, when I was like, Celtics hadn't made the finals and they were trying to figure this thing out. We're trying to wonder if Tatum and Brock could work together. And I'm like, no, man, I just want to see Tatum just show more of that Celtics pride. Do one of these every once in a while, you know what I mean? Like the first time Garnett did that and how everyone lost it, you know what I mean? Like, this is
then you feel that that's when I think he's going to change gears, because his teammates and the fans, they get hyped up when he's hyped up. Players, right. So like that. And getting back to where I was with the conversation of playing hard, the level of concentration or commitment, I've only seen that basically out of one player, I think, that I can think of during my time. Garnett might have been like that, though. Garnett did not. Yeah. Garnett seemed like there wasn't a night off that he took. But those were the two examples that I can think of and going, But that's the greatness of some players like that.
The Cedric Maxwell Podcast is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.